I married a man 10 years older than me. He had a lot of money, and he showered me with so much love. 3 years into our marriage, in his heart and in his eyes, there was only me. Whatever I wanted, he would always make it happen. But on the day, my father suddenly had a stroke. Every call I made to him went straight to voicemail. At the same time, my best friend in Paris sent me a photo. Once I made out the man and woman in the picture, I felt like I'd plunged into an icy abyss. The man was him, and the woman was my aunt. 3 days after my father passed away, Lucas Chen finally came home. As soon as he pushed the door open, seeing me with red, swollen eyes, looking haggard on the sofa, he rushed over and pulled me into his arms. Haley, I had to fly to Paris urgently for a meeting. With the time difference, I missed your calls, so I couldn't be there for you at the funeral. One trial. It's all my fault. Tell me how I can make it up to you. Just don't be mad at me anymore, okay? No. I listened to his explanation in silence. Without saying a word, I pulled 2 stacks of documents from my bag, flipped to the last page, and handed them to him. Darling, I want these 2 things. Sign your name. Lucas Chen let out a sigh of relief, quickly grabbed a pen, and signed his name on them. I looked up at him. You didn't even glance at them. Aren't you afraid what I'm asking for might be really expensive? Yeah. Lucas Chen helplessly wrapped his arms around me. Haley, we're husband and wife. Everything I have is already yours. Once the baby arrives, it'll all belong to you and the child. You can have whatever you want, you know that? Now. With that, he bent down to listen to the baby's movements in my belly. Is today your prenatal checkup? Why? Has the baby been bothering you? Eddie, let me take you, okay? I stayed silent, neither agreeing nor refusing. Lucas Chen took it as a yes, and helped me into the car. The whole drive, I didn't say a word. Lucas Chen tried to start a conversation, but his phone suddenly rang. Chen, I'm back in the country. I want to see you. Since I was close by, I could clearly hear Olivia Wen's voice on the other end. My hand instinctively clenched. The next second, I saw Lucas Chen hang up. Haley, I have some work to handle. Can you go to the checkup on your own? Editing. Wow. Nathan? Mom. I didn't call out his lie, opened the door, and stepped out of the car. In the bleak, cold wind, I hailed a taxi, gazing at the streets through the window. I remembered the first time I met him. A few years ago, I was in a car accident. The driver hit and ran. Lucas Chen happened to pass by, like an angel descending, scooping me up in his arms. That day, I fell head over heels for this man 10 years my senior. Luckily, the mature and steady Lucas Chen liked me too. We dated for a year, before walking down the aisle together. Maybe because he was a bit older than me, he seemed to have endless patience. After marriage, no matter what, he always considered my feelings. Except at night, I couldn't understand why, at 30, his stamina was still so incredible. Every time I begged for mercy, he'd just smile and say, "My silly girl, it's because I love you that I'm like this. Now, I have to love you so much. So you'll give me a little baby soon." Finally, in our 3rd year, I got pregnant. 3 days before my father suddenly had a cerebral stroke, I rushed over. But I heard him repeatedly calling Lucas Chen's name, wanting to see his son-in-law one last time. But no matter how many times I called until my phone died, I couldn't reach him. My father passed away just like that, carrying regret and unwillingness. I thought he was just busy with work. But right after I finished the funeral arrangements for my father, I immediately got the photo from my best friend. I couldn't fathom why he was embracing my aunt like that. I suddenly remembered the study Lucas Chen never let me enter. In the end, I couldn't hold back and pushed the door open, a chilling sensation instantly enveloping me. The walls were plastered with photos of my aunt, the drawers stuffed with love letters, the shelves lined with gifts never sent, along with a thick love diary still being written to this day. I flipped through page by page, finally understanding everything. He'd had two great loves. One was me, and the other was my aunt. He and Olivia Wen had been a couple since college. That relationship, lasting a full 10 years, profoundly deep. And the reason he was with me was because after breaking up with my aunt, he wanted a substitute who looked exactly like Olivia Wen. That's why he targeted me, because my face was truly too similar to hers. That's why he staged a hit-and-run accident, making me fall for him at first sight. That's why he worked tirelessly day and night, just to get me pregnant with a child who looked just like Olivia Wen. So all this time, the love he gave me was fake. An eye for an eye. So I tricked him once too. I deliberately didn't tell him that what he just signed, one was the divorce agreement, and the other was the abortion report. If I wasn't in his heart, then I had no desire to hold on. Stepping into the hospital, I submitted the abortion surgery consent form to the doctor. 3 hours later, I clutched my abdomen and returned home. After a day of rest, looking at my pale face in the mirror, I shakily picked up the lipstick for a light touch-up. I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa, called the housekeeper over, asking to inventory all the precious jewelry, handbags in the closet, and send them to the auction house to sell off. The proceeds would be donated to impoverished mountain areas. At that moment, Lucas Chen pushed the door open and overheard. Immediately stunned, "Haley, why suddenly sell all this? If I don't like them, just donate. Think of it as building good karma for the baby." And Sue. Luckily, Lucas Chen didn't think much of it. He came over, hugged me, and gently coaxed, "That's fine. In a couple days, I'll take you to the auction. Pick whatever you like. We'll slowly refill that empty closet. Okay?" Hearing his tone like coaxing a child, I didn't respond, instead deflecting. "Are you done with work?" Yes, I know you've been through a lot lately. Yeah, for the whole next week, I'll stay home to take care of you and the baby. All right?" As he said that, he reached out to rub my belly. I quickly brushed his hand away, slightly furrowing my brow. Just as I was about to speak, my phone suddenly rang. Seeing Uncle on the screen, I pressed answer. "Haley, your aunt just got back yesterday. Everyone's planning to gather at the old house for dinner. Are you coming? I'm feeling a bit tired, so I won't." Before I could finish, Lucas Chen snatched the phone. "We'll bring Haley right on time." Nhi Recap. Seeing his eager acceptance of the gathering invitation, I realized that in front of the one he truly loved, he'd seize every chance to meet. After hanging up, he took my cold hand and explained, "Haley, I know you're in a bad mood, but you're pregnant after all. You can't stay sunk in grief forever. I'll take you back to the old house to see family. To lift your spirits." I curled my lip, saying nothing more. At 7 p.m., we arrived at the old house, right on time. Before stepping inside, Lucas Chen handed me a gift. "I heard from your uncle you and your aunt haven't seen each other in years. Etiquette still needs to be observed." Oh, wow. If it were before, I'd think he was so thoughtful. But now I knew full well, he just wanted to use me, to give a gift to the woman he loved. I didn't expose his intentions. Walking straight into the lively hall, hearing the noise, Olivia Wen, chatting with everyone, turned her head and saw me, along with Lucas Chen holding my hand beside me. She froze for a moment, hesitantly speaking, "Haley, who is this?" I didn't reply. I didn't know how to reply. Lucas Chen stayed silent too. Instead, the relatives nearby, Rai, eagerly introduced. "Olivia, you've been abroad for 3 years. And and didn't come back for the wedding. And then why? It's normal not to know. This is Haley's husband, Lucas Chantart. Why? Anoi. Anzarai. Chairman of the Chen Group. Olivia Wen's body swayed slightly, a flash of shock in her eyes. But she quickly composed herself, stepping forward to shake hands. The two of them acted like it was their first meeting, politely exchanging a few words. Only I could see the invisible undercurrent. Full of subtlety between them, I handed the gift to Olivia Wen, saying just one thing. Auntie Dory Jai. Oh, welcome back. No need. I'm only staying a month before heading back to Paris. Lucas Chen's face clearly darkened. Olivia Wen pretended not to notice, smiling as she opened the gift. When she saw the sparkling gem necklace, her eyes showed clear admiration. Haley, ONSB, you have great taste. I've wanted this necklace for so long. Niandao. I took in their expressions, my tone casual. It was Darling who picked it. His eye is always spot on. Throughout the dinner, Lucas Chen barely ate. Besides drinking, he was busy serving me vegetables. The relatives and friends saw and smiled knowingly, teasing. Haley's so lucky. I'm there to have such a great husband. Wanyi. Look at how affectionate they are. Nyajin Ziri. I slightly curled my lip, looking at the beef and lamb in my bowl, without touching a bite. Since getting pregnant, my morning sickness was severe. I couldn't stomach anything fishy. Lucas Chen knew that. He'd been eating vegetarian with me for a month, yet today, he completely forgot. Because he was busy, swapping plates. And me. To put fish and shrimp in front of Olivia Wen. My aunt had loved seafood since she was little. After the meal, Lucas Chen was thoroughly drunk. The relatives weren't comfortable letting us leave like that, so they insisted we stay. I called a servant over to help him back to the room. After showering, I turned off the bedroom lights, leaving only the bedside lamp on. A while later, Lucas Chen groggily opened his eyes, reaching out to hug me tight. Olivia, you came back for me, right? My whole body stiffened. I didn't tell him he'd mistaken me. I froze for a long time before asking back. And you? Nyalvi, who did you get drunk for today? Nanderwar, it's Olivia. It can only be you. Why, don't you get it? Even though I'd anticipated the answer, hearing it with my own ears. My chest still ached unbearably. I clenched my fists, feeling suffocated. I could only break free from his arms. Sitting in the bathroom for 2 full hours, I finally calmed down. When I came out, Lucas Chen was gone from the bed. I opened the bedroom door and saw the balcony's sensor light just turn off. I quietly walked over. Separated by the glass door, I saw Lucas Chen and Olivia Wen standing out there. The night hid the expressions on his face, but I could clearly hear their restrained voices. Didn't you tell me yesterday you weren't going back to Europe? No. Why the change of heart today? One. And you? Why marry Haley without telling me? Hearing Olivia Wen's calm tone. Lucas Chen felt the fire in his heart rage even fiercer. He gripped her arm tightly. Why did I marry her? Aren't you the one who knows best? Namni, she looks so much like you. And she's your relative. Only by being with her can I openly see you, without having to, like a few days ago. Fly to Paris. Stand alone downstairs waiting for dozens of hours. Nyanri, just to sneak a glimpse of you. What now? Olivia Wen hadn't expected him to actually do that. Are you crazy? I am crazy. From the day you insisted on breaking up. I've been crazy. Don't you know? I want you by my side. Even if it's just a substitute with a smile like yours. It's enough for me to reminisce the rest of my life. And then his tone of bitter anguish with nowhere to vent. I left Olivia Wen stunned in place. After a long silence, she finally choked out a sentence from her throat, no less painful. Chen, what does that make Haley? No, you've been married 3 years. She even has your child. Don't you feel anything for her at all? Well, Lucas, Chen suddenly laughed. Olivia Wen, she's just a substitute. How do you expect me to feel something? Looking at her face so identical to yours. And while my mind is filled only with images of you. I closed my eyes. The last bit of strength in me drained away. I leaned against the wall, dragging my weary steps away. Their arguing voices faded. Before the bedroom door closed, I heard Olivia Wen speak. Aren't you afraid Haley will find out the truth? Lucas Chen said she'd never know, even if she does. She loves me so much. She'd never leave me. Never, huh? I stroked my flat belly. A bitter smile curled on my lips. I will. That night, Lucas Chen didn't return at all. At dawn, I was already up. I didn't disturb anyone. I went home alone. With papers in hand, I handled the immigration procedure. Just as I finished, I got a call from Olivia Wen. Haley, can you come with me to the cemetery today? I want to pay respects to your father. And sweep your mother's grave too. No. Since my mother passed away early, I rarely interacted with my maternal side. Olivia Wen and I are only 5 years apart. But we're not really close. But if she wants to visit my parents' graves, I can only agree. I bought a bouquet of flowers. Just arriving at the cemetery gate, I saw the sports car parked in the distance. It was Lucas Chen. He saw me too. Immediately got out and came over, going to sweep the graves. Why didn't you tell me to come with? I stared at him. Didn't you already go in the middle of the night? No. Darling, I never said I was going to sweep graves. Why? How did you know to come here? Nay. Lucas Chen took my hand. My stomach wasn't feeling well last night. And I saw you in the bathroom. So I went to the hospital alone. Now, this morning back, I heard your aunt wanted to visit your parents with you. So I came along. It was an almost perfect lie. I hummed in response, saying nothing more. At the cemetery, seeing the 2 headstones side by side, a wave of sorrow surged in me. The 2 people who loved me most in the world were gone. Seeing the tears welling in my eyes, Olivia Wen stepped forward, gently patting my shoulder. Haley, though your parents are both gone, you still have Chen. He'll take care of you for life. Your child is about to be born. You'll have a new home. After she finished, Lucas Chen quickly chimed in. That's right. No. I'll take good care of you and the baby. Why? Don't be sad anymore. His promise to care for me lifelong wasn't out of love, nor responsibility, but for another woman. And his selfish secret, no one could know. I swallowed those emotions back, lifting my eyes to look at my parents in the photo. Yes, I'll definitely have a new home. Just one with no connection to Lucas Chen anymore. After the visit ended, a light rain began to fall. Olivia Wen and I sat in the back. Lucas Chen drove. Olivia Wen started the conversation. I heard a new Western restaurant opened in the south of the city. Why? How about we try it for lunch? Lucas Chen immediately turned the wheel to change direction. I heard the owner is Italian. Makes authentic Western food. Really? The pizza I had in Paris. The 2 of them chatted away like that. Intimate like a couple together for years. with nothing they couldn't share. After that thought flashed through my mind, I mocked myself with a smile. Indeed, they had been together for many years. The places they'd been together, the things they'd done for each other, the level of understanding was never something a substitute like me could compare to. At the restaurant, Lucas Chandy habitually handed the menu to Olivia when she took it, about to open it, then remembered something, handed it to me instead. Pregnant women have lots of taboos. Why, Nhi? Haley, you order? I randomly picked a few dishes. When the food arrived, Lucas Chen frowned. You can't eat any of these. Did you forget the doctor's advice? Nah, Nhi. Olivia Wen turned to look at my belly too, a flash of surprise in her eyes. Haley, or aren't you 4 months pregnant? No, why doesn't your belly look like it? Wow. Lucas Chen stood up right away to come check, but accidentally bumped into the waiter pushing the food cart. The cart tipped over. All the food spilled out. He instinctively shielded Olivia Wen, blocking all the soup and cold dishes for her. I wasn't so lucky. The steaming hot soup fresh from the pot poured all over my leg. In an instant, blisters rose everywhere. I gripped the tablecloth tight, only to see Lucas Chen scoop Olivia Wen up, hurrying away, leaving only his receding back. The scene descended into chaos. The waiters quickly helped me to a safe area. Just stepping out the door, I saw Olivia Wen and Lucas Chen arguing. I told you I'm fine. You should go back and take care of Haley now. What? Your hand is all red from the burn. Why do you have to tough it out like this? I'll take you to the hospital first. Why? Then come back for her. Why are you being so stubborn? You were so tense just now. Andy, it was because you were afraid I'd get burned. One minute you did. Deep down you still have me in your heart, right? So what if I do? And what if I don't? Lucas Chen, we've broken up. You married Haley, and she's carrying your child. You know full well that in my heart, she'll never be as important as you. Olivia Wen froze for a few seconds, about to say something. Lifting her head, she saw me at the door. Her pupils contracted. Her tone carried an unprecedented panic. Haley, why are you out here? Why? Lucas Chen's heart skipped a beat. He spun around abruptly, seeing my pale face. Lucas Chen's heart skipped a beat. He spun around abruptly, seeing me with a pale face. And now, already fainting, he immediately turned and rushed to me, picked me up and raced to the hospital. Amid the noisy chaos, I struggled painfully to pry my eyes open, and saw Lucas Chen instructing the doctor about me. My wife is pregnant, 4 months along. Doctors, be careful with the medication. Now, after being wheeled into the treatment room, the first thing was to remove clothes, revealing my flat belly. The nurse muttered, 4 months? Now, must be a mistake. This looks like no pregnancy at all. Wow, she puzzled, and about to turn and confirm again. I endured the pain to call her back. Nurse, my baby is gone. Please keep this secret for me. I want to tell my husband myself, though unsure why. The nurse still respected my wish, since no anesthetic was used for the surface treatment. Applying the ointment hurt so much, I nearly passed out. The burning sting from the wound shot straight to my nerves, making even breathing a tremendous struggle. After the ointment, I was taken to the ward. Lucas Chen stayed by the bedside, apologizing non-stop. Haley, with such bad burns. No, why didn't you call me? My teeth clenched so hard they ached, feeling like my leg was being scorched by flames. I could only force out a sentence. It's because you left so fast. It's not your fault. I'm sorry. My consciousness grew fuzzier. and I drifted off without knowing. When I woke, it was late at night. I groggily opened my eyes and saw Olivia Wen's back. You're burned too. Go treat your wounds now. Let me take care of Haley. No, I'm afraid if she wakes and doesn't see me, she'll be sad. One may know. I'll do it tomorrow. Olivia Wen's voice suddenly rose a few octaves. I said, go now. Lucas Chen, don't play games with your health. Now ye. Hearing that, Lucas Chen's furrowed brows instantly relaxed. He took Olivia Wen's hand. Olivia taught. Andy, stop denying it. Deep down, you still have me, right? Nhi, just admit it, and I'll drop everything. We can get back together, okay? Wonderwa. Olivia Wen realized she'd slipped, quickly pulling her hand back. Seeing her panicked face, Lucas Chen couldn't help smiling. Fine. Well, I won't pressure you. I have plenty of time to wait for you to change your mind. When now? I'll listen to you. Going to treat the wounds now. Nyanmei. With that, he walked away with light steps. Together, for 3 years. In my memory, Lucas Chen was always the superior one in control of everything. No matter how angry I got, how much I pushed boundaries, he always coaxed me like a child. He was always rational and profound, mature and calm, like wearing a mask, never showing his true face to anyone. I thought that was just his personality, but who knew? Turns out he could lose control of his emotions too. He'd rage uncontrollably at Olivia Wen's cold words, rejoice wildly at realizing her concern, act like a lovesick teenager, unconditionally obeying the one he loved. It was a bit mesmerizing to watch. Just as I snapped back, I met Olivia Wen's gaze. I saw a flash of panic in her eyes. I spoke first. Auntie, where's Lucas Chen? Seeing I seemed not to have heard their conversation, Olivia Wen sighed in relief. He's gone to treat his wounds. Now, if you feel unwell anywhere, just tell me. So I'm done. The fiery burning pain still tormented me, but I forced myself to endure, gently shaking my head. I'm fine. See, you go rest. Olivia Wen didn't leave. She poured me a glass of water. After some caring questions, she asked me, Haley, before you fainted yesterday, did you hear anything? My hand holding the glass paused, casually meeting that probing gaze. I didn't hear anything. I lied without batting an eye. In the hospital, for 10 days. My wounds finally scabbed over. During that time, Lucas Chen stayed in the ward every day, pouring water, serving tea, changing dressings, with utmost care. I gradually recovered, but he fell ill, running a high fever for days. With 2 patients at home, Olivia Wen came to help. She drove us both home, tending the stove to brew medicine, and helping me change dressings. Bustling back and forth, non-stop. Focus on healing well. The prenatal tonic will be brought up soon. Remember to take it. I agreed absent-mindedly. When the medicine was served, I didn't drink a drop, pouring it all into the toilet. After a few days of recovery, I could get up and walk. So I carried the empty bowl downstairs and stepped out for some sun. Passing the study, sounds of things crashing came from inside. The door ajar, I glanced in, saw Olivia Wen standing there. She stared blankly at the photos on the wall, her dangling hand trembling, non-stop. Her face showing clear complexity. After a long while, she snapped out of it, tearing the photos down, throwing everything from the cabinet into a bin. Seeing her about to come out, I quickly hid by the balcony at the hallway's end. Soon, Olivia Wen's figure appeared at the trash bin by the door. She dumped all the gifts in there. Photos, love letters, and that diary all shredded to pieces. After doing all that, she called Lucas Chen downstairs. The two argued fiercely over the stuff in the trash. Because I was too far. I only caught the last few sentences vaguely. These things shouldn't be in the study. Yeah, and what if Haley goes in and sees them one day? Wow, deal. She doesn't have the study key. And wouldn't barge in without my permission. Not pray, are you sure? What if she does get in? Have you thought about how much she likes you? How heartbroken she'd be seeing this. Why? So what if she's heartbroken? Oh, Olivia, don't worry about others. Why? Now I just have one question for you. Xiao, do you still have me in your heart? Just say yes, and I'll divorce her immediately. And hearing that, Olivia Wen's face changed drastically. She hurriedly panicked and hailed a cab to leave. Downstairs, Lucas Chen rummaged through the trash to retrieve what Olivia Wen had just discarded. He returned to the study, then locked the door from inside. For 3 days and nights, he didn't step out. I knew he was meticulously piecing those fragments back, so I didn't bother going in. Just regularly had food delivered. When my legs could walk normally again, I met up with friends for a few meals to gather and unwind a bit. After eating, I went to pay first. Passing the largest private room, I heard a familiar name, Chen. You're usually so busy. We thought you were too tied up to come to the reunion. Now we're done, so we didn't dare invite you. Forgive us, forgive us. You're funny. Olivia's here. How could Chen miss it? The two of them back then. Didn't they shake up the whole university? Don't tell me you didn't know about that. I stood listening quietly for a moment, gently smiling without a word, just turning around. I came face to face with Olivia Wen coming out of the bathroom. My eyelids twitched slightly. Instinctively, I turned to detour toward the stairs. After a few steps, I heard Olivia Wen's hesitant call. Haley. I ignored her, just walking faster. About to turn the corner, Olivia Wen caught up and grabbed my arm. I didn't want to face her here, so I tried to leave, but she stubbornly wouldn't let go, her tone clearly anxious. Haley. Esther, did you misunderstand something? Now, let me explain to you. We tugged back and forth. I yanked hard to break free, but with too much force. My body swayed, looking like I was about to tumble down the stairs. Olivia Wen's face changed instantly. She quickly pulled me back. I leaned on the stair railing, barely steadying myself. But Olivia Wen lost her balance and rolled down the stairs. My mind exploded with a boom. I rushed down to help. My hand just extended, was flung away by a tremendous force. My forehead slammed into the wall corner. The bone-deep pain made me draw in a sharp, cold breath. Forcing my eyes open, I saw Lucas Chen's murderous gaze. He gritted his teeth and spat. If anything happens to Olivia today, I'll make you pay tenfold. With that, he scooped Olivia Wen up, madly dashing out. The rapid footsteps faded away. I heard no more sounds. Everything before me blurred, as if a nerve in my brain was stretched taut. Throbbing pains assaulted me. My mind grew hazier, and gradually sank into darkness. I don't know how long passed. I groggily opened my eyes, seeing the doctor sigh in relief. Lucky your will is strong. Otherwise, you could easily become vegetative. Never waking up again. I thanked the doctor, picked up the constantly ringing phone on the table, answered. After connecting, the other end burst with Lucas Chen's panicked voice. Haley! Where are you? I was silent for a long time, then slowly read the room number. 10 minutes later, the ward door was flung open. Lucas Chen rushed in breathlessly. First thing, inquiring about my condition. Is the injury serious? How's the baby? I thought you pushed your aunt. OMG. So, I got that angry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. What name? I shouldn't have acted without knowing the full story. Aye. And lashed out at you. Forgive me, okay? Anyway. From what he said, I guessed Olivia Wen had woken. Aye. And explained everything to him. Otherwise, he'd never show such a remorseful, guilty face. I lowered my eyes, with a weak, tired voice, answering his questions. It's fine, the doctor said. Rest a few days, and I'll be okay. Now, Lucas Chen assumed my fine. Included, the baby. The weight in his heart finally lifted. He knelt down to rub my belly. To confirm everything was all right. I stopped his action with one sentence. You and Auntie were college friends? Neil. Lucas Chen's hand froze mid-air. Yeah. Same school, different majors. Yo. What's wrong? Seeing his retracting hand, my lashes trembled slightly. I casually said, nothing. Just happened to see you two. Attending a class reunion together. Lucas Chen's throat bobbed. He awkwardly changed the subject. Are you hungry? Let me get you some breakfast. Looking at his evasive back, I opened the calendar to count down. Only 10 days left. The divorce reconciliation period would end. I'd soon escape this marriage. Riddled with lies. In over a week in the hospital, Lucas Chen didn't stay by me like before, visiting sporadically every few days. I knew he was rushing between places. Caring for Olivia Wen, but I couldn't be bothered to complain. On discharge day, he came to pick me up personally, but as soon as he got me home, he hurried off. Watching the car vanish from sight, I got a call from immigration. Informing me my procedures were complete. I went to retrieve the documents. Then, to the police station, to cut household registration and cancel IDD. After all that, I went home to start packing. Rifling through old stuff, I found quite a few matching items I'd bought before. Shared photos, even clothes, and toys for the baby. I threw it all away. Just as I was cleaning, Lucas Chen happened to return, with a trunk full of designer bags. He eagerly came over to show me, but his eyes landed on the stuff in the trash. His face darkened instantly. Haley, are you still mad at me? Yay! That's why you're throwing all this out. Yes. I bought you so many new bags here. Let's forget the unhappy past, okay? If things could be forgotten so easily, I wouldn't have suffered all this time. Looking at the gift boxes piled like a small mountain, my voice weary. I'm not mad. I don't need the gifts. Seeing my unusual attitude, Lucas Chen gripped my hand tight. What's with you lately? Did I do something wrong? Just tell me. We can resolve it peacefully, okay? So, I had nothing left to say. Just silence. Lucas Chen's brows furrowed tighter, about to press further, when my phone rang. Haley, get to the hospital quick. Your little aunt suddenly fainted. The doctor checked and said acute kidney failure. Wadin, standing nearby, hearing this. Lucas Chen exploded instantly, losing all reason. His face drained of color, body uncontrollably shaking. Seeing him so panicked and disoriented yet insisting on driving, I quickly snatched the keys, rushing him there. In the hospital, the whole Wen family, young and old, gathered, everyone getting compatibility tests for kidneys. The doctor bustled while sighing. Only 27, so young to have this disease. Their family isn't large. Chances of finding a compatible donor are slim. Lucas Chen's hands shook violently, veins bulging on his forehead. He looked at the comatose Olivia Wen on the bed, turned and gripped my shoulders tight. Voice urgent. Haley, you go get tested too. My uncle heard and was shocked, quickly stopping. No, Haley's pregnant. Can't do the test. But Lucas Chen stubbornly insisted on taking me for testing. I really couldn't take it anymore. Flung his hands off. Looked straight into his eyes. If the test succeeds, what about the baby? Lucas Chen's mind blanked, blurting from the heart. Saving a life comes first. What? Haley, you're young. We can have more kids later. She's your aunt, your mother's own sister. How can you watch her suffer? Now, hearing that, I bowed my head with a smile, suddenly feeling so lucky I'd aborted this child. I asked no more, walking straight into the testing room, not to save his love, but to save my aunt. 3 days later, results were in. Bad news. No one in the Wen family qualified. Good news. A compatible kidney source found. The donor agreed to give. Learning this, I called Lucas Chen Day. He didn't answer. I knew these days he'd been sleepless searching for a kidney, so I went to the company headquarters myself. Just at the office door, I heard from inside several urgent voices. Chen, are you really donating a kidney to Olivia Wen? Why? You're married to her niece now. Haley's pregnant with your child. Let go of the past. Cherish who's in front of you. Ender. Yeah, Olivia Wen isn't worth such sacrifice. What dirende? Have you looked into the side effects after donating a kidney? Naive. Can't you think of Haley a bit? Now, think of your unborn child a bit. Now, the one wanting to donate to Olivia Wen was Lucas Chen. Oh, wow. My mind froze for a moment, almost unable to snap back. Don't try to persuade me. I'm definitely donating this kidney. Why? Not just a kidney, even this whole heart. As long as it saves Olivia, I'm willing heart and soul. As for Haley, she won't know about this. You all help me keep it secret. Just say I'm in Europe on a project. Nan, say, my hand about to knock, dropped limply with each word. Lucas Chen, you really are a grand romantic. I took a deep breath, quietly turned and left. Back home, I booked a flight to Australia. The next day I woke early, because the 1-month divorce cooling period had finally arrived. I took a cab to the Civil Affairs Bureau, quickly got the divorce certificate, then bought a gift box, putting both the divorce papers and the abortion notice inside. Then with the gift box, I dragged my suitcase straight to the hospital. Just outside the VIP ward, I saw Lucas Chen standing by the glass, gazing at Teal. Olivia Wen. His eyes held complex emotions: joy, sorrow, pain, and endless love. I stood behind watching him for a long time, before hoarsely calling, "When does the surgery start?" Lucas Chen turned and saw me. All emotions on his face vanished, leaving only a gentle smile, no different from usual. The doctor said in 3 hours, but I'd have a business trip, probably back in a month. Haley, I'm so sorry I can't be with you right now. What made you ready to dial? I calmly replied, "It's okay, darling, I'll get used to it." Yeah, why? Get used to what? Lucas Chen found my words odd. Couldn't help asking more. I didn't speak, just answering silently in my heart. Get used to you not loving me. Get used to being ignored by you, and get used to a life completely without you. Oi. Before I could speak, the doctor's phone call came. Lucas Chen answered and headed straight to the elevator. I called him back, handing over the gift box. Your birthday is in half a month. Here's your present. Lucas Chen didn't open it, casually, handing it to his assistant nearby. Then, I'll open it on my birthday. I said nothing more, watching his figure fade away. Then, I turned too, as he was wheeled into surgery, to donate his kidney to Olivia Wen. I carried my suitcase to the airport. When the anesthesia took effect in him, surgery about to begin, I boarded the plane, deleting all social media accounts. canceling my SIM card, erasing all photos and albums. When his surgery ended, my plane slowly took off. I looked at the white clouds outside the window, a serene smile curling on my lips. Lucas Chen, from now on, high mountains and long rivers. We'll never meet again. Lucas Chen was wheeled out of surgery, in a semi-conscious state, finally, gradually waking after the anesthesia. Just waking, he immediately grabbed the doctor's sleeve, voice extremely urgent. "How's Olivia Wen, doctor?" The doctor tugged, quickly bent to answer. Her surgery was very successful, but she hasn't woken yet. Don't worry too much. But Lucas Chen only heard that Olivia Wen hadn't woken. He ignored everything, directly throwing off the blanket to get out of bed. The doctor hurriedly held him back, helplessly advising, "You just had surgery. Can't get up and walk yet." "No, I have to see her, to be at ease." Now the Lucas Chen before him, completely deaf to any advice. He struggled to get out of bed no matter what. The doctor, seeing persuasion useless, had to call for a wheelchair. The doctor pushed the wheelchair for Lucas Chen, taking him to Olivia Wen's ward. Olivia Wen was sound asleep, her face haggard, but appearing safe and sound. Only then did Lucas Chen truly breathe a sigh of relief. He looked at Olivia Wen with tender eyes. "Olivia, though in this life we can't be together, I'm still happy, because from now on, a part of my body will forever accompany you. Nyan, doesn't that count as us being together?" Now, until dusk, Lucas Chen still hadn't left Olivia Wen's ward. Only at dinner time did Lucas Chen reluctantly leave, instructing his assistant to handle his transfer. He couldn't let Olivia Wen know that he was the one who donated the kidney. Otherwise, Olivia Wen would be heartbroken. 2 days after Lucas Chen transferred, Olivia Wen finally woke. Lucas Chen was happier than anyone, calling Olivia Wen every day. From daily meals to warmth and cold in bed, Lucas Chen instructed meticulously. But today, it rained. Olivia Wen went to bed early. Only then did Lucas Chen suddenly remember Haley Hayes, whom he'd neglected for so long. These days, Haley Hayes hadn't sent a single message. Usually when Lucas Chen was on business trips, Haley Hayes would send tons of messages, asking about everything, sometimes even calling to report her situation. But so many days had passed, and he hadn't received any message or call. Lucas Chen dialed Haley Hayes' number, but the other end only announced, "The number you dialed does not exist." Why a non-existent number? Lucas Chen unwillingly checked Haley Hayes' WeChat, finding messages couldn't send, showing the account deleted, the other party's account unusable. A extreme panic suddenly surged in his heart. Lucas Chen hurriedly called the housekeeper at home. "Is Haley home?" "Sir, madam left 7 days ago, and hasn't returned yet. Didn't you know?" "What? 7 days ago?" 7 days ago was the day of his surgery. He was busy donating to Olivia Wen then. How could he know? So Haley Hayes had quietly left. Had she discovered something? Lucas Chen felt his chest tighten. The fear made his face even paler. He sensed something was leaving him forever. Where could Haley Hayes have gone? Lucas Chen pondered for a moment, then called his assistant. "Go find Haley Hayes' family. Ask them where she's gone." After the assistant took the order, Lucas Chen was silent for a moment, suddenly remembered that Haley Hayes had once handed him a box, saying it was his birthday gift. Where had he put it? Lucas Chen recalled the hazy fragments of memory. At the time he was preparing for surgery, completely preoccupied and paying no attention to Haley Hayes. So he must have casually handed it to his assistant. Thinking this, Lucas Chen hurriedly added, "While you're out, swing by the hospital and bring me the box Haley Hayes gave me the other day." When, looking out the window, Lucas Chen felt an unusual emptiness. He thought about Haley Hayes' unusual behavior these past few days. Lucas Chen recalled, that day, he had personally seen Haley Hayes throw all those things straight into the trash. Her attitude was cold. Her words dismissive. I'm not mad and I don't need the gifts. Yeah. Then, when he pressed her, Haley Hayes had only responded with silence. Later, when he sat down, wanting to touch her belly to confirm the baby was fine, Haley Hayes had stopped him with just one sentence. You and Auntie were college friends, right? Now, at that moment, Lucas Chen had awkwardly changed the subject. Could it be that, from then on, she already knew everything? Lucas Chen remembered the last time they met, when he said he had to go on a business trip. Haley Hayes had only replied calmly, "It's okay, darling. I'll get used to it." I'll get used to what? Haley Hayes hadn't explained further. Thinking back now, her behavior really had been a bit strange. An ominous premonition enveloped his mind. At that moment, the assistant had quickly arrived at the hospital, carrying the box Lucas Chen had asked for. Lucas Chen took the gift, examining the small box in front of him, lifting it a couple of times, noticing how light it was inside. Sir, I'm already tracking Madam's whereabouts, but it will take a little more time. Nyaduri. Yeah, hurry up. Lucas Chen didn't even look up, directly opening the red box. Seeing the divorce agreement and certificate inside, Lucas Chen laughed in anger. He simply couldn't understand what game Haley Hayes was playing. Haley Hayes, a pregnant woman, daring to pull this running away stunt on him, and now leaving the divorce papers outright. Even throwing a tantrum had limits. But, right after, he spotted the abortion surgery notice at the bottom of the box. Stunned to see the date on it was exactly the day Olivia Wen returned. A wave of dizziness overwhelmed him. Lucas Chen, choked with rage, fainted on the spot. He couldn't believe Haley Hayes had dared to abort the child. The assistant cried out in horror, repeatedly calling Lucas Chen's name. The medical staff rushed over, together wheeling Lucas Chen to the emergency room. Meanwhile, at the central airport, my plane had just landed in Australia. The first thing I did after getting off was instinctively pull out my phone, about to text Lucas Chen. But then I suddenly remembered I had already divorced Lucas Chen. In that moment of looking up, I made up my mind. I had to start a completely new life in this new land. I took a cab to the place I'd booked in advance from back home. Once there, I took a thorough shower, even spending time on skincare. This purity and comfort made me feel a long-lost sense of ease. After bathing, I collapsed onto the bed. I stared at the pure white ceiling, glancing around my small but warm, tastefully decorated home, my heart filled with contentment. I closed my eyes, suddenly wondering, how long would it take Lucas Chen to realize I'd left? But even if he found out I'd gone, he'd probably just feel incredibly relieved, because with me gone, there'd be no more obstacles blocking his path with her. With me gone, nothing would stop him from being with Auntie anymore. Those days, I'd already seen it clearly. Auntie still held deep feelings for Lucas Chen, especially after he donated a kidney to her. She must have been deeply touched. Who knows? Maybe right now Lucas Chen was getting his wish, rekindling things with Auntie. Lost in these wandering thoughts, I drifted into sleep without noticing. A dreamless sleep until dawn. I just arrived in Australia. Everything still unfamiliar. And for now, I didn't want to dive into work, so I decided to sightsee and unwind. These days, I'd visited St. Ivy Church for worship. The early bells mingling with the reverent faces of the people brought an unusual peace to my soul. After that, I joined a local tour group to visit the NSW Art Museum. In the following days, I got incredibly lucky on the trip and met a foreign sister who clicked with me perfectly. While having lunch and chatting at a French restaurant, she discovered I had unique knowledge about wine, so she enthusiastically invited me to work at her vineyard. Seeing Ivy's bright smile and sincere encouragement, my heart felt truly warmed. I politely thanked her and solemnly accepted the job. At that moment, Lucas Chen was being wheeled out of the emergency room. The doctor, seeing no family by his side, gave detailed instructions to the assistant. The patient just had surgery. Don't let him get agitated these days, or have too many emotional ups and downs. What now? The assistant quickly agreed. But his arms were full of the divorce agreement, abortion surgery certificate, and divorce proof, looking half crying, half laughing. What on earth was this couple doing? The boss donated a kidney to his first love, and the wife was even more ruthless, aborting the baby outright and vanishing without a trace. The assistant felt a pounding headache. It was too late to say anything now. The only option was to hurry and track down Madam's whereabouts. In the ward, Lucas Chen had woken up, once clear-headed. He thought about everything he'd seen in the box. Still, unable to believe it was real, he stared blankly at the ceiling, feeling like he was in a nightmare. The more he thought, the more anxious he became. Someone! I want to go home. The assistant outside the door jumped, quickly pushing the door open. Seeing Lucas Chen's determined attitude, the assistant didn't dare advise further, and helped him pack up. Lucas Chen and the assistant returned home. Looking at the empty house, all of Haley Hayes' things had vanished completely. Even the items they'd bought together for the unborn child were gone. At first, he thought Haley Hayes loved him so much that this was just a momentary tantrum, and she'd never leave him no matter what. But the stark emptiness before him splashed cold reality in his face. He was wrong, terribly wrong. Haley Hayes had really left. He sat in silence for a long time, quietly slumping on the sofa. Sir, I've checked with Madam's family, but there's still no news of her. I know. The assistant glanced at Lucas Chen's face, tentatively, asking if they should continue investigating. Lucas Chen gave a cold laugh, a knot of anger still in his heart. No need. Now may, and now I need. If she wants to go, let her disappear for good. No. After all, he didn't love her. After hesitating, Lucas Chen still told the assistant about Haley Hayes. I keep investigating. After saying that, his heart felt a little lighter. Staring at his reflection in the window, even Lucas Chen didn't know what he was really thinking anymore. Clearly from beginning to end, he'd only seen her as a substitute, and he knew perfectly well that the one he loved was Olivia Wen. But why? At the thought of Haley Hayes just vanishing like that, did his heart ache so much? He couldn't figure it out, only knowing that if he didn't find out the truth, he'd be restless. It must be because Haley Hayes was Olivia Wen's niece. If she went missing or met danger, he wouldn't know how to face Olivia Wen. That had to be it. Yes, that was it. The days at the vineyard went better than expected. I not only worked as a sommelier, but also got to know many master winemakers. That day, I was tasting wines, busily noting the distinctive flavors of each. When my pen suddenly ran out of ink, I habitually shook it, but no ink came out. Just as I was about to find more ink, I saw a man in a sharp suit, hair neatly styled. On his face were blooming black ink flowers. The ridiculous sight made me burst out laughing, and he didn't mind at all, laughing along with me. Seeing his extraordinary presence, I immediately thought of the expert Ivy had mentioned, quickly offering tissues in apology. His light brown eyes were beautiful, like amber. Yet he asked an unexpected question. What's your name? Oh, can I pursue you? This man, who called himself Carter, was the brother Ivy often mentioned. The meeting I'd waited for so long turned out to start with such dramatic flair. Facing his straightforward confession, I froze, flustered. His chiseled face and tall build truly made hearts flutter. But I deliberately dodged the topic. The next day, Carter appeared at my workplace with a bouquet. I took him to a quiet spot, explaining, even though I'm single now, we're not compatible. When he pressed for the reason, I honestly confessed, I've been divorced. Gee, just because of that? Carter's reply surprised me. In this day and age, a beautiful girl like you, not having dated would be the strange thing. The person I like is the you of now. His sincere words warmed my heart immensely. Even more unexpectedly, Ivy not only agreed to let us skip work, but also slipped Carter some money, her eyes full of encouragement. The late autumn sunshine was unusually warm. Carter didn't take me to the mall, but to the beach. The sea breeze fluttered my skirt. He carefully draped his jacket over me. Under the golden sun, his wavy brown hair and piercing blue eyes looked dazzling. Suddenly he grabbed my hand and ran across the sand. The fine, warm sand slipped between my toes. Carter bent down to help me take off my shoes and socks. You'll get wet. His serious gaze made me obey. The novel feeling of bare feet on the sand delighted me immensely. We chased each other like children, letting the gentle waves wet our hems. Under the brilliant sunset, the water he splashed sparkled in the air, etching this moment forever in my memory. Since that surgery, a full month had passed. Lucas Chen specially rushed to the hospital, intending to care for Olivia Wen until her discharge. But Olivia Wen noticed that there was no sign of Haley Hayes by Lucas Chen's side. Why hasn't Haley come? A flicker of hesitation in Lucas Chen's eyes. He forced a smile. Anyway, she's pregnant now. It's inconvenient for her to move around, so I didn't let her come. Olivia Wen didn't suspect a thing, repeating, since she's pregnant, it's not convenient to travel. You were right not to bring her. Nhi si. Nhi. Olivia Wen nodded slightly, telling Lucas Chen to sit down. Then seriously said, you live well with Haley. Forget all the past, okay? Lucas Chen looked at Olivia Wen, eyes avoiding, softly agreeing. Then he stood to help her sit up. He peeled an apple, carefully cutting it into small pieces, feeding her bite by bite. In the following days, Lucas Chen came every day. Every evening, Olivia Wen would chase him home. Go home quick, it's almost dinner time. Nah, I'm much better now. How can Haley be alone at home? Yai. A few days later, Olivia Wen noticed Lucas Chen seemed reluctant to go home. She started feeling something was off, but couldn't bear to expose it, because these peaceful, happy days had been absent for so long. That weekend, Olivia Wen saw in the cafeteria a couple walking arm in arm. The girl was also pregnant, her face beaming with happiness. Seeing that, Olivia Wen couldn't help asking, Lucas Chen, nothing happened to Haley, right? Niam Zi. Why hasn't she come to visit me? You too, running here every day. But your face looks worse each time. Has something happened? Lucas Chen instinctively denied. Nothing. She's been in poor health lately. Can't move quickly. But, logically, no matter what, Haley should at least call you. With that, Olivia Wen found it even stranger. She furrowed her brows. Did you two fight? The more she spoke, the more she felt this was likely. Her voice sharpened. What exactly happened? Seeing Lucas Chen still dodging, Olivia Wen started to get angry. Call Haley right now for me. Lucas Chen was cornered and had to tell Olivia Wen about the divorce. Hearing everything, Olivia Wen's eyes filled with pity and self-blame. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have come back. No, if I'd stayed abroad, none of this would have happened. Now, it's all on me. Right after, Olivia Wen hurriedly asked Lucas Chen, "So, Ace, where is Haley now?" Lucas Chen sighed, wearily rubbing his temples. "I've investigated. Haley Hayes is in Australia." "Yes, done. She's very safe. It's all my fault. If not for me, she wouldn't have left." Seeing her furrowed brows and worried face, Lucas Chen felt even more guilty. "Everything is my doing. It has nothing to do with you." Yuan. But very quickly after, Lucas Chen placed his hand on Olivia Wen's. The burning warmth made Olivia Wen instinctively want to pull away. She tried to withdraw her hand, but Lucas Chen gripped it tighter. "Olivia, I want to be with you." Olivia Wen shook her head, full of struggle. "We can't be together." Lucas Chen said nothing, just pulled Olivia Wen into his arms. Feeling the familiar embrace, Olivia Wen wavered. After a moment of inner conflict, she chose to hug him back. Every day in the hospital, at dusk, he would wheel Olivia Wen to the small square for a stroll. Sometimes he'd support her, watching elderly people play chess under the sunset. In the sunlight, they looked no different from an ordinary couple. But Olivia Wen noticed Lucas Chen often seemed lost, sometimes staring at pregnant women, sometimes gazing at something and zoning out. Olivia Wen saw it all, but said nothing. At night, Olivia Wen got up to use the bathroom, and heard Lucas Chen, on the next bed, muttering in his sleep, "Haley, why did you leave?" "Nay, no." Those instinctive words left Olivia Wen stunned for a moment. She looked at Lucas Chen sleeping under the moonlight. The cool night breeze made Olivia Wen resolve. She decided to return to where she belonged, back to Paris. The next day, Olivia Wen told Lucas Chen to pick up some relatives arriving soon, then immediately handled her discharge. She left a letter. Lucas Chen returned to the ward after picking them up, but found the bed empty, with a letter neatly placed on it. Lucas Chen vaguely sensed something, hurriedly opening the letter. "Chen, could it be that you've loved Haley Hayes all along, but just didn't realize it yourself? Nine Bei, do you realize it? You unconsciously think of her all the time. Those years can't be replaced by anyone. And Kamile. Chen, stop tormenting yourself. And B, go to Australia and find Haley Hayes again. And I need to start my new life too." Nhi. Holding the letter, Lucas Chen stood dazed. He looked at Olivia Wen's handwriting, lost in thought for a long time. Did he really love Haley Hayes? Lucas Chen and Haley Hayes had been together for 3 solid years. In the 2 years after marriage, they'd never argued. Gifts, anniversaries, never missed once. Whether in bed or daily life, they were extremely compatible. Like any couple, in those days, Lucas Chen always felt time flew by. He recalled all the audiovisual memories with Haley Hayes, her image flooding his mind. Thinking of this, Lucas Chen truly felt a piece missing from his heart, like something precious, suddenly taken away. The unease and dejection made his whole body tremble. He immediately called the assistant, booking the earliest flight to Australia. He had made up his mind. He had to apologize. He had to confess. He had to find Haley Hayes again. Lucas Chen set foot in Australia, finding Haley Hayes working at the vineyard. I stood quietly by the wine cellar door, holding a brown clipboard, different from back home. My hair was much longer now, lightly curled, and dyed brown. I wore a neat, well-fitted uniform, quietly observing and checking the cellar. That focused look was something Lucas Chen had never seen before. I stared intently at the clipboard, hand scribbling non-stop, eyes calm, exuding ease, confidence, and decisiveness. The moment he saw me again, Lucas Chen realized how much he'd missed me. "Haley, I'm here to apologize. What? Me? Seeing it was Lucas Chen, my face changed instantly. About to turn and leave right away, Lucas Chen hurried forward, his trembling hand grabbing my arm. He held on tightly, as if afraid I'd disappear again, vanish from his world. I don't accept. I directly used my hand to pry his clinging fingers off one by one. Haley, give me a chance, okay? Nay. The landlady next door just stepped out, holding a hose, about to water the flowers. Seeing this, she charged over yelling, "Haley! Why? I'm coming!" The landlady, with her large build, running and shouting, "Haley, I'm coming!" Nhi, yelling all the way. The landlady, like a guardian deity, rushed over, shoulder-checking Lucas Chen hard. Lucas Chen staggered back in pain. "Who are you? Daring to harass her? I'll beat you so bad your mom won't recognize you." Nhi. The landlady swung the hose, protecting me like a chick, fierce and imposing. "I'm Haley Hayes' husband," I immediately retorted, grabbing the landlady's arm to affirm, "Ex-husband. We divorced a long time ago." The landlady didn't know what happened between us, glancing at the man before her, then at me. Seeing my resolute face, she swung the hose without mercy, smacking Lucas Chen squarely. Lucas Chen couldn't dodge in time, the hose hitting his arm. The pain forced him to retreat. Lucas Chen could only stand from afar calling, "Haley, I really came to apologize." But before he finished, the landlady swung the hose again, threatening to hit, so Lucas Chen hurriedly ran farther. Watching Lucas Chen being chased away by the landlady, he kept looking back, full of unwillingness. I felt a cold chill envelop, almost suffocating. I tiredly tugged the landlady's sleeve to thank her. The landlady saw my expression, gently patted my hand to comfort, telling me not to be afraid. "That guy, if I see him again, I'll beat him again." Nhi. I nodded gratefully, trying to hide the tears welling up. Haley must be angry because she saw me. She definitely won't give up on me. Lucas Chen thought this, planning to find a temporary hotel, then strategize long-term. He kept reassuring himself that Haley Hayes loved him deeply. She could never completely abandon him. In the landlady's room, I'd told her the whole story. The late afternoon sunset filtered through the window into the room. After hearing everything, the landlady's eyes filled with pity and sympathy. She stood up, hugged me tightly, patting my back non-stop, comforting. "Haley, don't be sad anymore. It's all over." I'd tried so hard to hold back tears, but now, in that warm embrace, my nose suddenly stung strangely. Tears burst out uncontrollably. The fear and sorrow pent up in my chest seemed to explode all at once. I don't know how long I cried, but when I opened my blurry eyes, the room was filled with the golden sunset light. The next day I went to work as usual. As for Lucas Chen, he'd been waiting at the vineyard since early, even specifically requesting me to receive him. I couldn't refuse a customer's request, so I had to guide Lucas Chen around and explain everything. At such close range, Lucas Chen discovered my professional knowledge was extremely rich. He felt strangely unfamiliar and fresh. "Why do you know so much about wine?" I explained casually. "I majored in viticulture and winemaking in college." Anima. That cold, distant tone hit like a punch, leaving Lucas Chen a bit dazed. So, after 3 years together, he didn't know anything about her. A dull ache filled his heart. Finally, my shift ended. Just as I finished handing over, I saw Lucas Chen standing not far away. He was waiting for me at the vineyard gate. I hadn't walked far when Lucas Chen strode over, saying he wanted to take me to dinner. I stepped back 2 steps, clearly saying I already had plans. But Lucas Chen still pulled my hand. I felt annoyed by the clinging, about to break free, when I saw Ivy and Carter coming toward me. Instinctively, I looked toward Carter. Ivy shouted loudly, "Haley!" At that moment, Lucas Chen was still babbling nonstop, completely ignoring the other side. He held my hand tightly, voice urgent, "Haley, let's go eat and talk everything out clearly, okay?" Yee. Ivy stepped in front to shield me, while Carter stood beside, coldly towering, his tall frame imposing. His eyes looked at Lucas Chen as if piercing through him. I have never met such an impolite man before. "Nay, I don't worry, they'll say, and I'll nod." Carter said that, then stood blocking Ivy and me. Lucas Chen looked up at Carter, his momentum weakening instantly, but still replying, "I'm her husband. I want to talk to her. This is our family matter. Please, step aside." But Carter glanced at me. Seeing me shake my head, he immediately understood. Carter reached out, placing his hand on Lucas Chen's shoulder. Eyes provocative. "Ex-husband, right? Nidari. Hope you know your place. Haley doesn't want to see you at all, yet you shamelessly cling on. Don't you feel embarrassed?" Carter's sharp words paled Lucas Chen. Lucas Chen didn't know how to retort, only calling my name. But I ignored him, and Ivy directly pulled me away. Ivy whispered in my ear, smiling, "Let the men handle their own business. Now let's go eat." I hesitated a bit, wanting to turn back, but Ivy held me tight, saying if her brother couldn't handle even this, he didn't deserve to pursue me. That haughty expression made me burst out laughing, the clouds in my heart suddenly dispersing. "Who the hell are you? Why interfere in our business?" Now, Lucas Chen tried to follow, but Carter blocked him. Carter casually patted Lucas Chen's shoulder, face calm. "I'm the one pursuing Haley. You should go home early. Now, she's mine." Lucas Chen never expected such an answer. Stunned on the spot, he observed the foreign man before him. From his attire to his build, his appearance was outstanding. Body proportions perfect, muscles subtly visible under his shirt. This was clearly no easy opponent. "Haley Hayes won't like you," Lucas Chen said firmly, thinking to himself, "Haley Hayes must only like someone like him. Oh, would she really pass up a handsome guy like me to like an old uncle like you?" Najis. Lucas Chen's eyes widened in shock, exclaiming, "Old uncle," though he was indeed much older than the foreign man. Lucas Chen felt his skincare was excellent, always impeccably groomed. This is the aura of a mature man. What does a kid like you know? Nan, wow. Haley likes someone like me. Now, wow. But Carter ignored him outright, pushing him out of the cellar and dusting his hands. The vineyard staff immediately followed Carter's order, grabbing Lucas Chen by the arms and tossing him out the gate. "Next time you come, I'll throw you out again. This is my home. And Haley's home too." With that, the cellar gate slammed shut. Lucas Chen was directly shown the door. "Wah?" He pounded madly outside, but got no response. Lucas Chen kicked the door in frustration before leaving. By then, Carter had driven his convertible stylishly to the restaurant. Seeing him appear, I looked at him with worried eyes. Carter noticed the anxiety in my gaze, sat down beside me, his face full of smiles, eyes openly fixed on me. Resolving troubles for the one I love is what a proper suitor should do. Nhi, his handsome face so close, saying such affectionate words, made me flush. My heart raced, instinctively avoiding his direct gaze. Carter grew even more interested in watching me. His fiery eyes locked on me without blinking, making Ivy laugh out loud. "See, Carter really likes you to the point he can't stand it. Yay." From the moment he walked in, his eyes haven't left you for a second. He didn't even greet his own sister. One day, I felt a bit panic, not knowing how to respond, just burying my head in eating. Carter shot Ivy a warning look, telling her to stop. Ivy looked at us mischievously, spoon in mouth, smiling triumphantly. After the meal ended, Ivy excused herself for another party. Carter naturally offered to take me home. In the car, Carter even sang for me. His voice was uniquely captivating. His pronunciation, romantic and pleasant, making me hum along. Carter kept introducing great songs, each melody soothing and catchy. In that wonderful atmosphere, we chatted about life. For every topic I brought up, Carter's reactions were incredibly interesting. He always saw things from angles I'd never considered. That made me, every time I looked into Carter's eyes, uncontrollably drawn to their depth, sinking deeper, my face flushing red. We talked like that until nearing my home. He stopped at a suitable distance. After getting out, we walked side by side, smiling, under the warm orange lights. Our shadows intertwined, chatting joyfully, my eyes unconsciously always toward Carter. Witnessing all this, Lucas Chen, hidden in the shadows, felt bitterness and jealousy flood his heart. His fists clenched tight. Lucas Chen stepped out, blocking my way. Carter was a bit surprised, seeing Lucas Chen appear again. He immediately moved to shield me, but I stopped him. I held Carter's hand, softly saying, "This can't go on forever. Let me handle it myself." Carter nodded, but still stood firmly outside waiting. A warm current flowed through my heart. This gave me even more courage to face him. I looked straight at Lucas Chen, voice firm. "Let's talk properly." Lucas Chen followed me into the small house. After finding a spot by the window to sit, I unconsciously glanced outside at Carter. Carter smiled and waved at me. Seeing this scene, Lucas Chen felt even more uncomfortable inside. "I thought you and Auntie were already together long ago." I went straight to the point, then continued. "Anyway, I'm just a substitute for Auntie." All day. "You love her so much you're willing to donate a kidney. Why not be together?" Those calm words left Lucas Chen extremely flustered. He didn't know how to respond. Lucas Chen steeled himself, saying sincerely, "Haley, I was wrong to you. Now, but I really like you. After you left, no matter what I do, my heart feels empty. I've seen through my own heart. The one I love is you." I seemed not to expect him to say that. Looking at him with full doubt, saying nothing. Lucas Chen hesitated, glancing at Carter outside, quickly adding, "I hope you can give me a chance. I'll start pursuing you again from the beginning. From now on, I'll treat you well. We lived so well these 2 years, didn't we?" But I just shook my head, taking a sip of water and saying, "It's too late. I've completely stopped loving you. Today I just want to end it decisively." "So you give up?" "Lucas Chen, can you leave Australia immediately? And disappear from my life forever? Your presence is a huge annoyance to me now." Lucas Chen still wouldn't give up. He immediately pointed at Carter outside the window and said loudly, "Is it because of this foreigner, that you don't want to come back to me?" My face darkened, mocking, "You're overthinking. Even without him I wouldn't turn back." No, but he's really good. I like being with him, and I plan to try moving forward with him. Lucas Chen's face turned ashen. He knew he had no chance left. Human eyes don't lie. From beginning to end, Haley Hayes's gaze at him held only disgust and sarcasm, while now, her eyes held only Carter. Lucas Chen still wanted to struggle a bit more. Seeing he was about to say something, I directly called, Carter, Carter, I've said everything that needs to be said. Yeah, no, you can come in now. This was a dismissal without mercy. The last warmth in Lucas Chen's heart cooled. Pride kept him from saying another word. He walked out sullenly, drove straight back to the hotel, quickly packed his luggage, then rushed to the airport. Waiting at the airport, Lucas Chen completely collapsed. He knew, clearly, he and Haley Hayes had no possibility left, and all of this was his own doing. Lucas Chen decided to leave everything behind and return home. After returning, he started working frantically through the nights. He was the first to arrive, the last to leave. Back home, he'd drown in alcohol, getting thoroughly drunk. He tried to numb himself with liquor. Every morning the assistant had to come over to clean the house for him, tidying the mess scattered everywhere. Every day seeing his boss drunk on the sofa, muttering non-stop Haley Hayes' name, the assistant could only sigh. If only he hadn't done those things back then. Truly self-inflicted. Meanwhile, I was standing amid a sea of petals. I wore a pure white long dress with orchid patterns. Slightly bowing my head, Carter stood before me, gently pinning to my hair a exquisitely crafted lily. Under the sunlight, Carter confessed to me once more. From the first moment I saw you, Dai, I thought you were the most beautiful girl I'd ever met. Denderai, that will never change. I really like you. Can we take the next step and become lovers? Haley? I'd heard his confessions many times. Each time I felt his deep sincerity. And through the days together, deep down I'd already wanted to say yes. Under the warm morning sun. The lily in my hair shone brilliantly. Warmth enveloped me. I took Carter's hand proactively, shyly nodding once. Nodding in agreement. The landlady's family and Ivy all cheered excitedly. They surrounded Carter and me, singing and dancing. Pale pink rose petals fluttered everywhere, like the prelude to a new chapter in our lives. I just felt everything was wonderful. Luckily, I hadn't lost the courage to start over. 3 years passed in a flash. The vineyard launched a new product line, a wine I'd helped research and develop, named Rebirth. It sold out immediately upon release, and the buyer was none other than Lucas Chen. He'd been following the news early and bought the entire batch in one go. When the wine arrived, Lucas Chen immediately opened a bottle, drinking while reminiscing about Haley Hayes, remembering her every smile, every glance in this house, remembering her pregnant figure walking toward him. Lucas Chen kept recalling, sometimes crying, sometimes laughing. He poured bottle after bottle down his throat. If not for the lies at the beginning, their child would be 3 years old now. They wouldn't have come to this. Lucas Chen thought so. Suddenly, feeling sharp abdominal pain, his face paled, he vomited a mouthful of dark red blood. In an instant, he closed his eyes and fainted. When the assistant entered, he found Lucas Chen unconscious. He hurriedly rushed him to the hospital, but the doctor's diagnosis revealed Lucas Chen had end-stage liver cancer. At that moment, Carter was holding me. He looked unhappy, grumbling about that evil-hearted man. Why, he dared to buy out all your wine. I really want to fly back and punch him. Dinner time. Carter invited me out to eat, told me to dress up a bit. He even bought me a beautiful white-pink princess dress and braided my hair himself. I thought we were meeting someone important, feeling quite nervous. But Carter just smiled mysteriously, keeping it secret, refusing to say. Until we arrived, I realized it was my own house. Carter winked playfully. That's right. Why not? He took my hand and led me inside. I saw the house packed with people, the scene decorated romantically, colorful lights and twinkling glow everywhere. A whole wall covered in photos, leaving me stunned again and again. And most importantly, the landlady's family. Ivy and all my colleagues were there in full. Haley, to prepare for this moment. Oi, I've lost sleep for several nights. One, making little Ivy laugh at me endlessly. What's saying, Andy? With that, Carter suddenly knelt on one knee. He took a ring box from his white vest pocket. The box slowly opened. It was an exquisite ring. Carter looked at me with eyes full of affection. Haley Hayes, marry me, topped with a huge diamond. The surrounding patterns even formed lilies. Haley, will you marry me? Amid everyone's applause, I felt like I was floating in the clouds. I burst into tears of joy accepting the ring, amid cheers, and agreed to Carter's proposal. The news of Lucas Chen's liver cancer spread quickly. Olivia Wen rushed back from Paris. Seeing Lucas Chen in a coma, still muttering Haley Hayes' name, she immediately understood everything. She hurriedly called me. Lucas Chen has end-stage liver cancer now. He doesn't have much time left. He's always calling your name. Can you come back once? Anyway, see him off on his final journey. Okay? Hearing this, I was a bit stunned, but mostly just a vague feeling, like something from a past life. I gripped the phone tightly, firmly replying, I won't come back. Olivia Wen didn't expect me to be so heartless. She exclaimed in disbelief. How can you be so cold and ruthless? Nhi! After all, you were husband and wife. He's like this because of you. Now, I hung up directly, not wasting more time on Olivia Wen. Carter noticed my unstable mood, taking my hand. Who called? Is something wrong? I turned to look at Carter, shaking my head. Just someone unimportant. You two come here quick. See which one is prettier. Ivy interrupted our talk, holding a necklace and coming over. I think this one of mine is prettier. What do you think? This one's small and delicate. Mom's choice looks too mature. Nhi. I smiled with Carter taking it. Let me see. Meanwhile, Lucas Chen was struggling to breathe, knowing he couldn't hold on much longer. Around him were endless sobs. In his delirium, he closed his eyes again. Lucas Chen dreamed he never divorced Haley Hayes. She was still nearby, grumbling at him. Why don't you put your shoes away properly? Nhi, my belly's so heavy now, and I still have to tidy your shoes. Nhi, he smiled, taking them and arranging them neatly, then holding Haley Hayes' hand, helping her sit on the sofa. He tilted his ear, pressing close to hear the movements from her belly. Lucas Chen's eyes filled with delighted surprise, the thump-thump echoing in his ears. He looked at her, full of happiness. Haley Hayes smiled back, patting him gently and asking, if it's a girl, what should we name her? Lucas Chen thought seriously. How about Lucas Love Haley? But Haley Hayes rejected it immediately. She laughed and scolded. So cheesy. One now. Then Lucas Chen waited outside the delivery room, welcoming a little princess, weighing 4 kilos. The newborn was wrinkled and red, but quickly learned to smile. Haley Hayes herself gave the girl a sweet name, Lucas Soft. As Soft grew a bit, she learned to toddle. She loved wearing pink princess dresses, hated eating greens, and when walking held Lucas Chen's hand with her tiny one. The first person she babbled was Lucas Chen, but when clearest, she called Mommy Haley. Wow! Every weekend, the family of 3 strolled the square downstairs. With parents' help, Soft learned to ride a bike. Passers-by all praised how cute Soft was, looking just like Haley Hayes, sure to grow into a little beauty. And Soft would hold Lucas Chen's hand and say, Daddy is very handsome too. Under the twilight, they were perfectly happy, walking together into the distance. A serene smile curved on Lucas Chen's lips. His heart suddenly stopped. The ECG line flattened completely. As for me, I was standing on the flower-strewn path in the church, wearing a pure white wedding dress. The long train swayed gently with each step. I held a bouquet of white lilies. Step by step, approaching Carter. White doves outside the church took flight, circling overhead. Their wing beats echoed like notes of a symphony, carrying the best blessings around the newlyweds. I placed my hand in the man before me, certain that the days ahead would be full of happiness. From now on, I vow to hold his hand till old age, calmly watching the clouds drift by.